Why does it make them more qualified to do makeup on somebody than somebody who is actually certified at it? I'm trying not to cry. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you guys are new. Welcome back to another Real Talk series. I feel like I haven't done one of these in a pretty long time. I'm obviously sitting on my floor in a hoodie because I literally just feel super chill. I just want to get ready with you guys, play around with makeup, and talk about some things that have been on my mind recently. Also, for this makeup look, I decided to be a little bit extra because I wanted to replicate the same makeup look that I did in my things I regret purchasing for my makeup kit. It was that galaxy blue themed makeup with all the little star freckle things all over my face. All the products I will be using on my face will be linked down in the description bar down below. So anyways, let's go ahead and just get started. The first issue that I wanted to talk about with you guys is the issue of whether you need to go to beauty school, cosmetology school, esthetician school. In the United States, there is obviously multiple different states here, and each one of those 50 states that we have different requirements as far as if you need to be licensed or if you don't need to be licensed. So in the state of Indiana, and I did check this with the State Board of Cosmetology, freelance makeup artists are kind of like a gray area with them because Indiana is a very conservative state. We literally don't even have legalized marijuana here. Literally every other state around us has legalized marijuana except for us. With the State Board of Cosmetology, they're also pretty conservative too. So in the state of Indiana, the State Board of Cosmetology pretty much only encompasses actual salons, because in old school days, the hairstylists at the salons were the only ones that did makeup artistry, and there weren't any people that freelanced outside of a salon and did makeup on the side. But now we're obviously in a whole different generation where freelance makeup artists are becoming more prevalent. Since makeup artists are kind of seen as a gray area, then you don't technically need a license to practice in the state of Indiana. You need to have some sort of formal experience or some sort of formal training, but otherwise you can pretty much feel free to do whatever. I do have my certification from the Online Makeup Academy because I did want to further my education and actually get an actual certification. I just wanted to basically have something official that made people realize that I'm not just out here just doing makeup. And I know I've talked about this before, but in order to call yourself a professional makeup artist, you need to have some sort of professional training. You can't just be a self-taught makeup artist, practice on friends, and then maybe after 5 years just be like, okay, well, I think I've hit professional status. No, you need to have some sort of formal professional training to consider yourself a professional makeup artist. So again, I have my Online Makeup Academy experience, but then I also have been certified by MAC Cosmetics when I worked for their company. You actually do get certified through them, but unfortunately your certification isn't like accredited. So once you quit, you don't have like any sort of in writing thing that says, yeah, I got certified. So that's why I took an official certification course that was accredited. I do highly recommend that you do take an in-person class or get hired somewhere that does teach you like this. MAC honestly is a pretty old school brand, but they did teach you a lot of valuable tricks. They taught you how to match skin tones, foundation applications, how to work with mature skin, deep complexions, etc. I mean, they taught you like the whole 9 yards. Here's my main point with this. If your state does not require you to get a license to practice in makeup artistry, I don't particularly think that you should waste your money going to cosmetology school. There was one video that I uploaded on here where I actually was considering going to school for aesthetics because at one point in time, I was really convinced that I actually needed to get a license, and then found out later that that was false because I had that beauty school actually check for me, and then they confirmed that I do not need one, so I did not go. And I actually asked them how many weeks/days we actually spend covering makeup, and you learn makeup maybe like a week to 2 weeks out of the entire 9 months that you're there. I'm sorry. That is not enough time for you to actually learn anything. That's the reason why I personally don't agree with states actually requiring you to have a license to be a makeup artist. But unfortunately in our society, having a license holds more weight than actually having a certification, which doesn't make sense because the certification goes like way more in depth because you're literally getting certified in that specific area, as opposed to maybe somebody who really is interested in skincare or hair that goes to cosmetology or to esthetician school and then never really practices makeup. But because they have that license, it means more in this society. Then that person absolutely sucks it up usually because they have not practiced since school, which is literally 2 weeks out of the 9 months that they're there. Why does it make them more qualified to do makeup on somebody than somebody who is actually certified at it. It really irritates the crap out of me, and I feel like the state boards of cosmetology should like lighten up on the rules a little bit and actually separate makeup artists from the rest of the cosmetology field. I feel like there's a ton of hairstylists out there that offer makeup services and are like, I've been licensed for over 15 years and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, but how long have you actually been doing makeup on a regular basis? I bet you in the 7 years that I've been doing makeup consistently, I'm probably 10 times better than you are because you haven't practiced it since you went to school. I'm really not doing it from an egotistical standpoint, but I'm just stating that it is a fact that if you practice more and you consistently do your job on a regular basis, you will get better at it. I just feel like cosmetology schools, esthetician schools, and the State Board of Cosmetology needs to figure out how to update their policies to get with the current times. I want to move on to the next topic here, and it's like a little bit more of a personal one, kind of almost like this fake it till you make it mentality. We have to kind of fake like we're busy all the freaking time on social media just to keep up appearances and just so clients feel, I guess, more of an urge to book with you because they feel like you're in really high demand. For instance, you guys always see me posting about jobs. I always talk about it. But if you think about it, I only post on social media when I'm busy. I literally have Monday through Thursday usually where I'm not doing shit. Like, I don't do anything, guys. Like, I literally am doing either back-end bookkeeping sort of things, I'm filming YouTube videos, I'm literally laying on the couch watching Netflix. You don't see me for about 4 days out of the week. You only see me whenever I'm vlogging, whenever I'm doing weddings over the weekend. So yeah, it seems like I'm busy all the time because that's the only time I post. You wouldn't follow me if I wasn't busy. So it's really easy to compare ourselves to people, but in reality, you're comparing yourselves to the people who literally are doing the same thing as you're doing. As of right now, though, I have been grateful enough to be able to leave my office job. I only work there 2 days a week as of now. It's given me a lot more free time to be dedicated to my makeup artist business and also filming YouTube videos too, because those two are overall my really strong passions right now. Also, as far as motivation goes too, I want you guys to also know that motivation doesn't happen because of other people. Like, it's not going to come from an external source. So you have to figure out ways to self-motivate yourself. Otherwise, you're literally just gonna get stuck in this rut. We have all been there. It's kind of like a mini state of depression almost, where you kind of just feel worthless or helpless. You feel like your life's not going anywhere. And it's the same thing with makeup artistry and being a business owner too. You can't figure out why you're slow or why your business isn't growing. Guys, your business is growing every single day. Business is so slow when you first begin. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. When I first began at makeup artistry, I only had 10 weddings that year, but even that was a huge accomplishment. And then the next year, I jumped automatically up to freaking 15 weddings after that. So that was still 5 more weddings that I had the year before. And as long as my revenue keeps increasing every single year, I'm going somewhere. Even if it's only by $5,000 every single year, I'm still progressing in my business. Business is a very long process to get going, especially when you're starting from ground zero. A very long time to get a business off the ground and be able to actually turn a profit. This is kind of not like a set in stone thing, but as like a rule of thumb, I guess, that I've heard from people, usually when entrepreneurs first begin their businesses, it takes about 5 years to kind of get like a solid footing. That 5-year mark kind of either makes or breaks a business. Like, it kind of basically either tells a business owner if they should keep going forward, or they might also hit that point in 5 years where they just call it quits because they feel like their business isn't going anywhere. And that's completely fine too. However, if your business is not going anywhere at that point in time, you didn't fail because you at least took it to its maximum potential and you tried. That's basically where I'm at my business right now. It's like I've obviously decided to cut down to only working 16 hours, which is 2 days each week at my office job, to kind of still maintain somewhat of a stable income, then having more free time to do other things, because I've really been lacking on spending time with friends and family and even spending time with my husband. And I feel like it's affecting my personal life. And I just want to have more time that's, dedicated toward doing those kind of things and having more fun with life and not working 24/7. But I want to push myself to the limits. I want to really give makeup artistry my all. I want to go all into my business because somewhere down the line, if I decide to just opt out and quit now, I'm always gonna wonder what would have happened if I would have just stuck it out and just kept pushing through it, you know what I mean? So whenever you get stuck in rough patches, just know that you're gonna have a lot more regrets if you don't push through. Find new ways to push your business forward, because that's honestly basically what business is about. It's being innovative, it's about being the first or the best at what you are, and makeup artistry is about being creative. It's about having a creative outlet to go to. Okay, so I mentioned this briefly, but a lot of people ask me what to do when like your business is slow or when you just don't have a lot of clients that are reaching out to you. As a business owner, it is your job to think of new and inventive ways in trying to figure out how to build your business. Like obviously you can bounce ideas off of other people and everything, but don't just like rely on other people to give you ideas, if that makes sense. When you're a business owner, you need to think of new and unique ideas separate from other people's, because that's what's going to set you apart from everybody else, especially in your area when you're trying to market yourself. I decided to set myself apart as a makeup artist in my area because I'm the only person in my area that does the luxury bridal packages. So in case you guys haven't been following me for a little bit, the luxury bridal packages are my version of like a mini facial or kind of like a spa-like experience included with the actual makeup application on a bride's wedding day. So it includes a lip scrub, a lip mask, a sheet mask, eye gels, eye cream. So that's something that I'm really unique with in this area because no other makeup artist in my area offers that. I also got this idea off of another makeup artist on YouTube, but I researched my area, made sure that nobody else in my area did something like this, and then launched it, and have actually had a pretty good success with it. Next, I kind of want to briefly talk about the hustle culture that we kind of have found ourselves in. Everybody always says that the grind's real, you gotta hustle to make it, and then eventually your hard work is gonna pay off. Well, I feel like that's like a very like toxic thing to do after a while, so you kind of have to know your limits with it, and that's kind of what I started realizing. When I was working my full-time job, I was working between like 32 to 40 hours a week at my office job, right? And then sometimes, you know, I was working up to 20 hours per weekend, depending on the weddings that I have. And then YouTube is basically taking up the rest of my afternoons. So between all of my jobs that I was doing, I basically was working between 60 to 70 hours a week. And that was me trying to grind and trying to hustle. Yeah, I got to where I am because of it, but at the same time, I literally killed myself for the past like 3.5 years now. I feel like I missed out on like a ton of things that I could have been doing. Whenever you decide to go into business for yourself and you decide to be a business owner, you're going to automatically be sacrificing a ton of personal time to get the stuff that you need to done. It's always going to be a choice for you. So I basically chose to work as hard as I could at my makeup artistry business. Yeah, it paid off. But at the same time though, I was also sacrificing time that I could have spent with my husband, my mom, going out with friends. I could have been going to different events around town. There's just a lot of like one-time things that I was missing for the past 3 years because I decided to sacrifice my time and my energy for my business. You kind of have to decide if it's worth it sometimes. Really trying not to get super emotional about it because I don't think I've ever like cried on this channel or anything. It's really hard to talk about, but my mom is the only one of my family members that lives in Indiana with me. I was adopted when I was 7 months old, and she was a single parent and chose to adopt me when she was 42 years old. So she is now 70 years old. Being 70, I know that she doesn't have all the time left in the world, and I don't have all the time left in the world with her. I'm trying not to cry. I'm just too busy working, and I'm like, does that really mean, you know, a lot to me? Do I want to slow down a little bit so I can spend more time with her? You guys will eventually kind of come to that decision, I think, too, in your business, where you're gonna have to decide if sacrificing your family time is really worth it to grow your business. And I'm kind of getting to the point now as she's getting older that I don't know if it's worth it. Let me stop getting emotional for a minute. Whew, I didn't realize I was gonna start crying on here. So anyways, now that I'm past that, there's just like a lot of emotional challenges though that you guys are honestly gonna have to face though. So I just wanna make sure you guys are prepared for that because you never know in what size and what shape or what form it's going to happen. The other thing that I kind of wanted to share with you guys that you may not have thought about in this business is that it's actually pretty much like physically and mentally isolating. Okay, so physically I already talked about, like, you're going to be sacrificing time away from other people, but it's also emotionally isolating too. I don't know if you guys are in the same situation, but I don't have any like immediate friends that are makeup artists or business owners that do the same thing as I do. They don't know how mentally and physically exhausting it is. They don't know what it's like to stand on your feet for 6 hours and like do a makeup application. A lot of people think that, you know, I'm being over dramatic because I'm just like, yeah, I did this like 8-person wedding and I just don't feel like going out. You have to keep up a conversation and remain positive all throughout somebody's wedding party. It's kind of like working retail. You'd have to like maintain like a positive environment for people the whole entire time. And you can't be a Debbie Downer. You can't make it seem like you're exhausted. Like you have to keep going. I'm sorry, that is like mentally and physically draining, especially for somebody like me that kind of is like an extrovert, but also an introvert at the same time. Sometimes when people don't have that like creative outlet or don't have anybody to talk to, it just can be very physically and mentally isolating. Please do not take this the wrong way. Like, I'm just talking about the realization of being in business for yourself and doing makeup artistry. But altogether though, it's 100% worth it. This job is so rewarding and I've had such a great time with this and everything. And that's the reason why I'm pushing myself to do it full time, because I truly love it. It's something that I have a huge passion about. I love seeing people's reactions. I love making people's day. Whoa, I just dropped a star. Dang it. I actually watched this YouTube video that was basically talking about how much time we spend on social media. And for us, social media is a job. Like, I feel obligated to answer comments on Instagram. I feel obligated to answer messages. I am responding to people. I am posting things. But for the majority of people that work like a 9-to-5 job, social media is their escape. Like, it is their leisurely thing that they do. So for us, we have to find other outlets that doesn't link to social media. I think it's really important to have some sort of other outlet that we can go to, like reading a book or, you know, going on a walk or meditating or something like that, you know, like just something like healthy. I think I'm pretty much actually at the end of this now, and I did finish the whole entire makeup look. I'm pretty happy with myself. I just need to line my lips and that's about it. I did end up filling my lips in with a lip liner last time. I am just gonna go ahead and set everything in place. This is what the final makeup look looks like. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this Real Talk series. If you guys have any comments or questions or anything, or feel like you need to talk, I'm definitely here for you guys. If you guys did enjoy this video and would like Real Talk series more in the future, then definitely go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up for me, as well as also hitting that subscribe button down below. I do upload a ton of makeup artist related content, tips, vlogs, etc. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, definitely subscribe to the channel. As always, I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. All right, bye.